find this hat, but let me just switch. And I'll put this on. Just be silly. I gotta have like a hat with me, when the butts do good and all that. So I need something. I'm probably just gonna wear my random caps that I have, and that probably will work better. So sorry about the noise in the background. Finishing with the biography of Roman Reigns, and I think they're gonna be done after this until a couple of weeks. They're gonna have most wanted treasures, and I think a week later they're gonna have rivals. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. But yeah, tonight we're just gonna talk about the last night's game yesterday, but I decided, I'll do it in the morning. Then morning comes right up and early because I had end up getting early sleep for once in my life. But yeah, I end up doing that, and yeah, just feel good. But so I put this on because I don't want my head to be seen. I know I need a haircut, so one way or another, I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah.
Libby, come on up. Libby,
Sorry.
Libby, come on. No. She's gonna go pee. I know it. It's 10 o'clock.
Let's see, let me just switch that to Saturday. Sorry about that, guys. I thought would have had it, up by now with the put it Saturday. Okay, now I can change the channel now. So hold on. Can go to the box store. Okay, there we go. And I'm surprised that the thing is not up yet. So let me try to do this. And plus there's like news that's spreading around, of course, with something to do with the rock. The wife had told me, but I will explain to that later. So just let me Oh wow, he was close to a triple double. Okay, we'll talk about that later. And Chris Middleton numbers, they're great. Like I said, I missed part of the first quarter, so yeah, I apologize. Of course, the starting lineup did their part. Of course, you know, a lot of stuff going on with bench two for Atlanta. Bench did better than our bench, of course, but I guess it was mainly just starting lineup, just did what they did. Oh wow, New York lost to Oklahoma, and let's see, Lakers beat Brooklyn. Of course, that's not surprising. Um, and wow, Denver beat Cleveland. So yeah, Cleveland have been in a losing streak as of late. We already know they dropped from third or fourth, but the Knicks had lost too. But we'll see all the talk about the standings later on too. But yeah, I'm trying to figure this. I'm just surprised when I clicked the Zoom, it didn't like pop up right away. So that's crazy. Okay, there we go. Let's try this again. And I call myself trying to do this early, and I try to do it. And sorry, that's crazy. Officer hit by a squad car on 35th Street. That's very close. Yeah, that is very close to Miller Park. I mean, American Family Field. I'm trying to get this all figured out. Let's see, where's the. Of course, I'm gonna get the podcast ready. Can I move it? Yeah, gonna click a lot for it just to click on. So, like I said, I'm sorry it's a little bit quiet, but if y'all want to chat with me during trying to fix all this, especially with the Zoom for the pre-recorded episode for YouTube, um, yeah, just chat with me on here. We're live and on Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, why not? So let's chat. Want to talk about anything wrestling wise, or are you excited for WrestleMania this coming weekend? Although I'm gonna miss night one of WrestleMania, which is fine because I can always watch it like the next morning. It was kind of like what I did last year. I think it was the exact same thing. I went to a Brewer game last year, and no WrestleMania night one was on. So this is the kind of same situation because last year they had the Giannis jersey that says Brew City with his number, then with his name on the back. Because now y'all know like he's part owner of the Milwaukee Brewers. And I think probably when he's retired and stuff like that, he's probably gonna be more hands on. Probably way better than the owner that we got now, being all cheap. But oops, sorry. But anyways, they're having the same thing this year, but because last year's jersey was in blue, this one is gonna be in white. So it's gonna be kind of like a real collector's item. So I got that this coming Saturday. Then let's see, next Wednesday, the last home game of the season, me and the wife are gonna be going to the final home game of the season for the Bucks. So she have her bobblehead, I have my bobblehead, and yeah, so it'll be fun. And yeah, all around my birthday month. And plus, let me say this to y'all because I know normally I don't say what holiday it is or anything like that. I just try to be more focused on to the stories and stuff like that. So I'm going to say this for one. So now I will try to say this and remember myself to say every holiday. Happy Easter. So I'm going to say that on the podcast, and I'm also going to say that on the pre-recorded on YouTube. But just like I just haven't, I never got the rain mix snow warmer. It ain't gonna snow. I don't believe that. Street ketchup dispense. Interesting. Um, yeah, normally, it probably won't be that long, but I am gonna look for that news. And matter of fact, I'm gonna look at it now because y'all probably gonna get the spoiler alert on this news if it's true. So you can get your news report from wrestlingincorporated.com. So any like update news of AEW or WWE. Normally they would have some news in TNA, but not that much. And then probably other news for like other wrestling companies like Ring of Honor or MLW and stuff like that. You can check that out. So let's see. Oh, Ricky Starks got injured yesterday. Okay, we'll read into that. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. You thinking they would have said something like this just happened. So maybe if I refresh it, maybe it'll pop up. Okay, Zoom finally popped up, and let's see. Okay, let's go back up, and there's a little bit of news that we're going to talk about. So there's a few things interesting, like with the Ricky Starks thing yesterday. I did not know anything about it. Like I said, I was watching the Bucks game last night. So we will talk about his health position and another surprise that happened on Thursday on Impact, and also this past Saturday on Collision as well. Let's just say, surprise superstar kind of made his return in TNA, but not that much of a return on AEW. But like he returned, but he actually had a match, so we will talk about that and like other stuff that he's talking about that's going on too. So we will talk about that. Hmm.
That's Daisy.
She out there growling.
She's up there growling.
Oh, you know what I meant. Since I got a little bit of time for this Zoom to try to pop up, let me see if I can find something. Let me look through Google. The Rock News. Maybe I'll click that one, and maybe that. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, Zoom pops up, and let's click. Hopefully, we don't have that problems with Well, so far so good. Um, okay, here we go. It does say that. Yeah, eventually it was ported like this morning, and I'm surprised I missed that. I was reading y'all like there is a video out on YouTube that I posted out about Cody Reigns and signing another deal with WWE. So you get a chance, check it out on YouTube. The episode is up there. Like I said, although it was like reported yesterday that this deal that happened, so we'll just see what happens. Okay, so Rock suffering an injury ahead of major WrestleMania 40 match due to his physical shape is pop. What? Oh, he could suffer injury. Okay. Of course, he's in in-ring competition, first time in 8 years. He would team up, of course, with blah 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 blah. Okay, they let's see. Okay, Stevie Richards claimed that The Rock is so muscular that it prevented him from throwing a proper punch, and and he also predicted that the WWE legend could get injured during the tag team match ahead of his cousin's title match following night. Okay, I guess this is his words, Stevie Richards. I'm actually worried about Rocky going into WrestleMania and wrestling even a tag match, a full match that if it goes 10, 15, 20 minutes, just from a limited physical that I saw, it wasn't him. He constantly ran Cody into things because he did throw he did throw a punch. It looked like crap. It was said the S word, but it said it looked like crap. He's so muscular and so big right now. I think this is the first match Rocky is having in that match at his age. He wrestled Cena, but he tore his groin from having so much muscle on his bones on his body. So it's not like an injury per se. It's like I guess they talking about that he might get injured during his match. So that's what's that about. Who knows? Hey, things may change. Like I said, he didn't injure himself when he fought like CM Punk twice. You know what I mean? And plus, yeah, he was that big. Like, let's see, around like when he first faced Cena. Yeah, he was that big back then. Although he wasn't before, like in the 2000s and stuff. He was big, but he wasn't like muscular like we saw in the last decade and now. Yeah, I think the man is about to be like 50, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, it was really nothing big that they. Let's see. No, no injury. Just saying that he could. Uh, no. So no injury news. So y'all heard it here first. It's not injury news. It's like they like the wrestler Stevie Richards. If y'all know who he is, he was in ECW. Of course, he was in WWE for a while. Did the Right to Censure, then brought back the BWO, which was started in ECW. So, ooh, look at that weekend in the 50s and Thursday, then 60s Saturday and Sunday. Oh, yeah, Saturday and Sunday in England. It'll be in the 60s. So, hey, that's something. So, anyways, I'm probably going to get to that first, and I'm probably going to repeat the same thing I said for you guys that's watching, but for people that's going to be listening to the podcast, and plus who's going to watch the pre-recorded version of this show on YouTube, not the live version, but the pre-recorded version, they probably going to, y'all probably going to read this and be like, y'all repeating yourself? Yeah, man. Okay, just waiting for this to pop up. And so, like I said, for you guys, you're probably going to hear me repeat again, like I said. For like the podcast and for the pre-recorded. Y'all probably gonna like I said, hear the same thing, but I'm gonna let them know first. Well, y'all know first, but I'm just saying everybody else like who will listen to the podcast and stuff will end up finding out later. So let's do the test the speakers and the microphone and stuff, and we can go from there. But yeah, babe, what are you watching?
Z Nation one.
Oh, I thought it was Gremlins at first.
No, not Gremlins.
Just the way it sounded.
Zombies, you heard.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. But testing, testing, testing.
Testing.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it just had to repeat itself. So, okay, let me set up this. There we go, podcasts. Um, let's turn this up right quick.
While the Pat Murphy era is off to a good start for the Brewers,
Yeah,
bust out the brooms this
Brewers are
Easter Sunday.
yeah, Brewers are
Sweep the New York
undefeated
Mets
right
in the
now.
Big Apple, their first 3-0 start to a season since 2018. Willie Adames gets things started for the crew in the top of the first. On a liner to left field, brings in Christian Yelich. And one
Okay, so
start
you
for
did have an RBI
20-year-old
single as I
Jackson
figured.
Chourio. On the top of the second, he has an RBI double, the first extra base hit of his young career, and the Brewers are leading 2-0. They add to their lead in the top of the fifth. First big league RBI for Oliver Dunn and makes it 3-1 Milwaukee. Solid outing for starter Colin Ray, allows just one run in 5 innings. And William Contreras gets in
Yeah,
the act
did pretty
and
good.
rips one to right field in the top of the sixth to bring in another run
Oh,
for the
okay.
Beer Makers. The Brew Crew sweep the Mets with a 4-1 victory in the series finale.
Oh, that's Contreras. They
I
hit
think we're
that.
just
Okay,
making
that
a
double.
statement. We're making a
RBI
statement that
double.
we're just gonna compete this year. We're just gonna come out every day with the right energy.
So
We're
yeah,
just gonna try to we're just gonna try to win today.
just letting y'all listen a little
For
bit of sports
basketball
before
tomorrow,
we get
and
started. So let me just try
that's
to
gonna
set
be the
this up,
mentality that we're
and we will get started.
The Brewers have tomorrow
And then
off
for
and
you
a
guys that's
doubleheader
watching the
is
live so
Tuesday
far,
against the Minnesota
couldn't
Twins.
do this without y'all
Meanwhile, no
support.
action for the Bucks this Easter Sunday. They continue their road trip on
So
Tuesday in Washington, D.C. against the Wizards. They are coming off a win last night in Atlanta against the Hawks.
for you
Highlight
guys that
games
like
in the
to talk
Final
about like
Four set.
basketball, but
The
we ain't
team
gonna
that
talk about
met
that first. We're
Marquette
gonna
out of
talk
the
about
Sweet
the
16, NC State is headed to
something
the
that I
Final
just
Four
read
after
on
beating
that
Georgetown in the Elite Eight. They
make some
are
little bit of
undefeated as the
correction on
11th
that.
seed in
So
the
just hold
two-Cinderella story
on.
of March Madness. The Wolfpack trailed at the half, but come back in the
Oh, they
second
were
half to upset
playing.
the Blue Devils 76-64. DJ Burns Jr. led the way with
Wow.
29 points. It's NC State's
NC
first Final
State,
Four appearance
they
since
beat Marquette. Now they
1983.
beat Duke.
And earlier today, top
So
seed
they in
Duke
the
punched
Final
its first
Four.
ticket to the Final Four since 1980. The big guy, Zach Edey, led the way with a career high 40 points in the 72-66
That's
victory. The
Purdue.
Boilermakers will
Okay, they
face NC
won.
State in Arizona next Saturday in the national semifinals. And then there was one. The Badger women's team is the last Wisconsin college basketball team playing in
Oh,
March.
oh, they playing the
On Thursday, the
NIT.
Badgers
Nice.
blowing out Illinois State 86-61 in the Super 16 round of the women's NIT.
Okay,
Tomorrow, the team hosts St. Louis in Madison for the Grade 8 round of the
nice.
tournament. And many fans are looking forward to the rematch of LSU and Iowa in the
That's
women's
cool.
NCAA tournament tomorrow night. Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes versus Angel Reese and the Tigers. Ooh, it's going to be a good shootout.
Very exciting. All right, thanks, Seth. As Seth just mentioned, the Brewers' home opener is just 2 days away. The big changes you need to know about before you.
Yeah, and some of us already know about that change. So let's get started. Okay, let's hit record.
Recording in progress.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of WFSO Aftermath. We're live on Twitch and we're live on YouTube. And for you guys that's like watching through this like kind of picture in picture kind of thing, this is the pre-recorded version of it where you get to see, that I'm talking about the numbers and the stats and like news and stuff like that from Milwaukee Bucks basketball to pro wrestling. And you know, big thing that's gonna be coming this weekend, this coming weekend I should say, is WrestleMania, of course. So yeah, that's gonna be huge. And plus, for here in like Wisconsin, Milwaukee wise, Brewers home opener, and they'll be here for like the first full week for for like baseball. And yeah, I'm going to one of the games, so and that would be the Saturday game against Seattle Mariners. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. Um, and of course next week, well, not starting like next week, but like starting this week, like Wednesday, the Bucks will be at home for their final four home games of the season, starting Wednesday, all the way up through next Wednesday will be their final home game of the season when they go against Orlando. And the final team they face in the final game of the regular season is Orlando as well. Yeah, crazy that. Um, but like I was complaining about, at first, I was hoping, Bucks would finally get like a final game that would be at home for the regular season, and that'll be it. But I just said like as long as they got, the home game, very first home game this season would be their very first game. So we were granted that, which I'm glad for that. But I guess I just want to see them play, their final home game would be their very last game of the season. I think I haven't seen that yet. Or I haven't gone to any of their, home games of the season that would be the very last game be at home. So never experienced that one. So I experienced everything else, like the playoffs, and I was there for the 2021 championship, and I went to my first playoff game last year when they lost to Miami in that game 5, which I don't even know what to say about that, but I'm just gonna move on with it. But anyways, before we get to the last night's Bucks game, and don't mind me wearing this hat. It's just I just want to wear it just to cover my head because the hair ain't looking good right now. Although I ain't got that much hair anyway, but yeah, I decided just to cover my head. Probably from I'm gonna wear hats and stuff, and I gotta try and figure out like when I'm gonna get my hair cut. So it'll probably be sometime, if not this week, it'll be next week. But we'll figure it out. But anyways, my wife thought there was some news out there that's saying The Rock injured his foot during the movie scene or something like that. But I was looking at at Google, and the thing that was that it was a wrestler that was concerned about Rock being injured during his match this coming Saturday. So I guess they was worrying about because like so he's so muscular now, and plus his age that he's probably going to get like real injured. Which I guess the proof they had so far was that it wasn't the last match he had, because the last match he had was against Eric Roman, and I forgot which WrestleMania it was. Um, it wasn't 30. I think it was 30. No, not 31. I believe it was 32. They had that 5-second match with Eric Rowan, pinned him 1, 2, 3. Just did the right bottom, pinned him. Then the Wyatt family started attacking him. Then John Cena came out with the save and all that stuff. So I guess they saying like his match with John Cena at WrestleMania 29, when he I thought it was a pull groin or something like that that kind of delayed his Hercules movie that he was doing. So yeah, that really like made like a big delay in that movie. And the sad thing was, according to people that saw it, it really wasn't that good. So I can't say anything because I haven't seen it. But I guess most likely, if y'all hear those rumors, until they are confirmed by a different news source or something, I think it's just like a wrestler just concerned about that he probably will get injured. So that's the only thing that you just worry about with that. Well, maybe something did happen and they just not reporting it yet, or maybe maybe they'll say something tomorrow on Raw. Who knows? But we will see. So that's just one of the news I want to get out right away because of course you guys that was on live heard it. And plus the guys that y'all listening now with the podcast and the pre-recorded episode of on YouTube, y'all just now like hearing it from me for the first time. So just want to get that out the way, but we're gonna talk about a little bit more on wrestling news as well. So stuff that happened on AEW Collision, talk about a couple of things on that, and we will also talk about somebody that kind of made their TNA return and also made you know their AEW return, but there's like more to that than meets the eye, according to like reports. So we'll talk about that. But first, we're going to talk about this game last night that the Milwaukee Bucks have won 122 to 113 over the Atlanta. They only faced each other like 3 times this season. With two of them, of course, was in Milwaukee and one of them in Atlanta. And I know Atlanta is really facing, trying to stay in the play in because I think it's Brooklyn is like right behind them. Well, not that close behind them, but like certain games behind them because I think they are like 28th and something else. So they kind of like in a way kind of like 5 games away from them, in 5 or 6 games away. But then again, of course, if y'all can see, the Lakers did beat Brooklyn tonight, so maybe that made their chances either further for trying to be in the play-in. So yeah, and we got like 2 weeks from today is the final game of the season for all 30 teams. So this will be interesting to see like who like because the thing is like the West is not set in stone, but like part of the things in the East are set in stone. So regardless of what happens in the East, like Boston is still going to be the number one seed, and most likely they may have the best record in the NBA, but everything probably had to go through Boston. So like they said last year, like everything had to go through Milwaukee, and you know how that turned out. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, and they keep the second seed. And at least they have a home court advantage through the first 2 rounds before they get to the conference finals. So we do got that in our favor, and hopefully, better coach and better adjustments. And like what I see with Doc Rivers, like sorry, just keep going on, but what I see with Doc Rivers, like I do see like adjustments being made, but it's just this time is like the players will execute. Then you got some of the players that don't execute the play. Like it wasn't like that with Adrian Griffin because the difference was with like Adrian Griffin's like I know he will try to set up plays, but just nobody ain't buying it. Is not adjusting to it. So you can see the difference there. Although right now he's what is he 15 or 13 since he's coached it, and when they had Adrian Griffin, he was 30 and 13. But that part was like based off of talent that won them, you know, having that record. It's just right now for them, trying to step up and try to do defense and and plus try to do better on offense is like because somebody did point this off like the Bucks had was doing like too much ISO and not doing more ball movement. And I know Doc Rivers has been saying that too. But yeah, it's like one of the things that the Bucks got to work on is like you know ball movement. And as you can see, like with Giannis, like he's been doing that as late, but like he's starting to do that for the past couple of games. But like lately, either before his last triple double, he's just been trying to take it in and stuff and not pass. Like he's passing, but he's not passing enough. Like at the right opportunity. So that's my only problem with Giannis is like he doesn't pass it at the right opportunity for other players to score because all the attention is gonna go on him, and you got to kick it out, and hopefully this person made a shot. It's kind of like that because like when I was playing ball, and plus I was the tallest and biggest guy there at the time, but I always trying to find like if I can't get to not try to post them up, and I'm trying to like either try to take it in or pass the ball, which mostly I would do. Like I would mostly like pass the ball, try to get the other teams into it before I can get myself into it. So that's what I do, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But you just have to try and like being like a team player because that's what it is. Like a team is going to get you to win games, not the player, the team. Like you're gonna have that one star player that that's gonna do his best, but you gotta also rely on your team as well. So I think that's one of the lessons that Giannis got to learn that you gotta be a team player too. Um, no Damian Lillard on this one because personal reasons. Um, and I guess we kind of found out because it was his son's sixth birthday, so he probably just spent a little time with his son. And I think he have a little bit of time, to get back and play with the Bucks team on Tuesday, which will be their next game against, you already know, the Washington Wizards, on a big losing streak, as you can see like up here. But y'all probably can't see it, but everybody else can see it. That Miami did beat Washington today, 119-107, which I would have laughed if Washington did beat Miami. That would have been big laughs and laughs. But anyways, let's start with the quarter status. Um, Milwaukee was leading Atlanta in the first quarter of 33-28, and they're tied. Milwaukee is tied for like highest scoring quarter with the fourth quarter as well, what we'll get to in a minute. So that was their highest. Second quarter, which was Atlanta's lowest, was 17 points, and I believe that was the Bucks low. Yeah, that was the Bucks lowest too, 26-17. So it was all Bucks in the first half, and plus the first three quarters as well. Because third quarter, Bucks was beat them by one, 30-29. Then you got the fourth quarter, which was the Atlanta's high scoring you know quarter in the game, and like I said before, with fourth quarter, Bucks had 33 points, same thing they had on the first quarter. So I guess oh, movie has made 80 million open Godzilla and Kong. Sorry, just got like a sidetrack because I know the wife want to go see it on Tuesday, so set that up tomorrow. But anyways, uh, but yeah, that's the quarter status. So what we're gonna do now is go to team status. So we'll start with Milwaukee first. Um, you have let's see, 43 of 78 with 55.1% from the field. So that's a little bit better. And although the 3-point shooting was not that good, 8 of 28 from three with 28.6%. You might as well say that's like close to 29%. Free throw was not too bad, 28 of 35 with 80%. Six offensive rebounds with a total of 40 rebounds, 27 assists, seven steals, five blocks, and not too. Oh, okay, for you guys that was just watching on live YouTube, I'm sorry about that. I guess the connection was just lost for a moment, and now it's back up. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Um, yeah, it's back. So, yeah, the 10 turnovers. Um, Now let's get to Atlanta's team status. 42 of 92 with 45.7% from the field, which you can say that's 46%. Um, 3-pointer percentage was a little bit better than the Bucks. Matter of fact, it was way better than the Bucks. 14 of 35 with 40%. Free throws was a little bit better than the Bucks too, with 15 out of 18 with 83.3% from the free throw line. Better offensive rebounds than the Bucks with 9, but the Bucks did out rebound them by one. With Atlanta got a total of 39 rebounds. Um, Less assists than the Bucks with 24. Less steals with 5. Less blocks with only 3, and they're only up by one turnover, which would be total of 11. And I know nobody don't want to be in that number. Just a crazy number to have. But let's get to the player status. We'll start with the Bucks first. Um, as I can see that Doc Rivers is still going with the 9-man rotation, which I still don't get it. You're in the season, you're not in the playoff yet, so that's not even worth doing. But I'm glad to see that Pat Connaughton is getting like a little bit less minutes than usual. Um, and AJ Green needs more. But anyways, let's get to the player status. We're gonna start with Giannis, which I think he had the game high. Let me double check. Okay, he didn't have the game high, but he got the team high of 36 points, only 3 turnovers, which is okay. We would like to see at least one turnover, at least a game from him, but it's just one I'm saying. Got to rely on his players and start passing. One block, 3 steals, which is good. 8 assists, 16 rebounds, which he was, 2 assists away from a triple double, but he does have a double double. 4 offensive rebounds, only 12 of 16 from the free throw line, which is not that bad compared to how he was shooting as of late. 0 1 from three, which I'm not worried about. They also mentioned ever since the All Star break, he's been shooting like a little bit over 50% from three. That's their numbers. So, and it says from the NBA. So, if it's true, it's true. Like I'm not gonna knock it. 12 or 22 from the field. Chris Middleton played great. Little bit, he almost had like a perfect game. Let's just put it that way. He almost had a perfect game. He had 21 points, only 1 turnover, 1 steal, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 of 3 perfect from the 3 point line, but 9 of 10 from the field goal range. Like I said, he was almost perfect for the game. I guess if he would have had that, last shot, who knows? And it looked like it could have been a 2 pointer. Um, Brook Lopez, okay, he had I wouldn't say like a big perfect game, but field goal shooting and stuff like that was perfect. 13 points, 2 blocks, 3 rebounds, and I think he jumped back into second from like block shots, so he's back in number 2 spot. But like I said, his rebounding's got to be better. Only 3 rebounds. Perfect from the free throw line, 6 of 6. 1 of 1 from the 3 point line, which was perfect. Only made one attempt, one, and 3 of 3 from the field, which he needs to score more in the paint, especially if you have like Middleton and Giannis playing. If you don't have Dame playing, Lopez got to realize he's got to be that third option. But somebody else has stepped up. Starting for Damian Lillard was Patrick Beverly, and he had 18 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the free throw, 2 of 5 from three, and 6 of 10 from the field. So although he's hurt right now, torn ligament in his wrist, but he decided he's just gonna play through it until whenever the Buck season gets be over with, playoff wise. Just put it that way. Um, but good for Patrick Beverly to step up if nobody else couldn't. Um, Malik Beasley with 10 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Ooh, yeah, he had a bad shooting night. 2 of 9 from three, and 4 of 12 from the field. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. Like I said, although some of the players they play and were the bench wise, so the only person scoring wise for the bench was Bobby Portis, and he had 13 points. But he also had 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. It's kind of like a low for him for rebound wise. 1 of 2 from the free throw, 0 of 2 from three, and 6 of 10 from the field. Now we're gonna go to the player status with Atlanta, and only 4 out of their 5 starters scored like at least like 10 or more. But we'll get to that in a second. DeAndre Hunter with 13 points, excuse me, 1 steal, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 1 of 1 from the free throw, 2 of 5 from three, and not that good of a shooting night either. 5 or 13 from the field. Clint Capella 10 points, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 2 assists, 8 rebounds with 3 offensive rebounds. 5 of 9 from the field. Bajan Bogdanovic, a player that Buck should have had, but the NBA how they were, and the whole story. But 38 points. He had the game high, 1 steal, 4 assists, 10 rebounds. So he had a double double, but also had 1 offensive rebound, 9 of 10 from the free throw, 5 of 9 from three, and 12 of 23 from the field. Devontae Murray, yeah, he was kind of struggling a little bit, and looks like the defense was like on him, and yeah, he had like all shoot night. But he had 20 points. Oh wow, 5 turnovers. Yikes. 12 assists, so double double for him, and 8 rebounds. So he was close to a triple double as well. But he also had 1 offensive rebounds, 3 of 4 from the free throw, 3 of 10 from three, and 7 of 19 from the field. And I'm sorry if I get this wrong. So then again, they're missing Trey Young, uh, Big Kemmergy, uh, Krajewski. Sorry if I said it wrong. But he had 8 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, 2 of 4 from three, and 3 of 5 from the field. Um, yeah, 2 players, and they, probably the only players that done something at least. You have, I think it's Bruno Fernando. Yeah, Bruno Fernando. Okay, I was right. 10 points, 1 block, 2 assists, 4 rebounds with 2 offensive rebounds, 2 of 3 from three, and 4 of 7 from the field. And got a former Buck player in Wesley Matthews, which I thought they was going to try to get in a trade deadline or somehow try to get him. But anyways, he had 9 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound, which was an offensive rebound, 1 of 3 from three, and 4 of 9 from the field. So the final score is 122 Milwaukee, 113 Hawks. Huh? Y'all ain't going outside. Just heard that. Yeah, crazy things happen here, so can't wait to move. But anyways, uh, Milwaukee won the season series 2-1. Let's go to the recap to the regular season. Of course, Milwaukee wins the series 2 games to 1. So first game was October 29th. A few days before Halloween. Hawks beat the Bucks. And I think that was ended up being their if I'm right, I think it ended up being their first loss of the season against the Hawks. Were their first loss of the season period. Um, Hawks 127, Bucks 110. Yeah, that's kind of awful. Second game was back in Milwaukee, December 2nd. Uh, Bucks did beat the Hawks. Hawks 121, Bucks 132. So yeah, 12 point 12 point game. Um, then you got the game that happened last night. They're in Atlanta where the Bucks beat them, of course, 122-113. Their next game will be their final game on this road trip will be against Washington, and as I mentioned earlier, they're not doing that great either. Yeah, they're I don't know what to say about them, but yeah, it's been crazy. Um, we can look at the central standings. As you see, Milwaukee is still up ahead of Cleveland thanks to their loss tonight. 2.5 games. Cleveland is behind Milwaukee for the division. So yeah, can't wait till they get that 50 wins. So it seems like it's going to be over 50 wins that the Milwaukee's going to get this season, especially some of the losses that they games that shouldn't have lost. Just put it that way. And of course, Atlanta's is down there in the play-in, and you got Orlando that's leading that their Southeast division. So yeah, same. Seeming though as of late, it was always Miami, but now things changed, and now it's Orlando, which I'm glad to see because Orlando is another favorite team of mine. But anyways, let's go to our sponsors before we get to the full standings. Uh, Art from the Heart. Um, Mike can draw anything from cartoon and animation or anime or anything from the comic books. Just where you're looking for, he can draw it. So get a hold of him. Just get a hold of his page. It's Art from the Heart, and you can get a hold of him right on YouTube. Moving dudes. If you're trying to move in Wisconsin, if you're in Wisconsin or in Florida, and you're trying to move within those two states, they'll be the ones to help you with your move. And tell them our trail sent you, and you'll get a good price. Just call 414-807-4299. And like I said, tell them our trail sent you. All right. Now let's get to okay. Like I said Brooklyn was still in, but look, it's like 5 games, you know, 5 games behind Atlanta. Well, we'll get to the losses and stuff in a minute. Um, of course, Boston Celtics not only they clinched their division, but they also clinch their seed, their number one seed in the East, and most likely they're gonna have like home court advantage throughout the playoffs in case something crazy happened because I think they still got a little bit of time for the other teams in the West like Denver and Oklahoma City and Minnesota can catch up to them unless Boston makes like this big old losing streak like I think they got a losing streak now. Oh no, they didn't. They won their last game. I think yeah they won Saturday. So of course, personally, Bucks. Of course they won their last game yesterday. They're number two. Cleveland, although they won their one game, which put them back in the third seed, they lost. So yeah, they're in third. New York Knicks is in fourth. They lost to the last two. Orlando Magic, ooh, they have an opportunity to pass New York if they could. Won their last game. And the Pacers, they won their last game. They're in six. Miami won their last two. They're in seven, and they could have an opportunity to pass the Pacers. So that's a big possibility. Um, Philadelphia is in eighth. They won their last game. Chicago won their last game. They may have an opportunity to catch up with Philly and maybe take the eighth seed. Who knows? And Atlanta in 10th. Of course, they lost to the Bucks. And as you can tell, Toronto, Charlotte, Washington, and Detroit are eliminated from playoff contention. And of course, with Toronto with the longest losing streak in the East right now, we already know who that record for like the biggest losing streak in the NBA belongs to, and that's Detroit with 28-game losing streak. Brooklyn is still in the mix for being in the play-in at least. Um, they're like win wise, they're like 5 games behind Atlanta, so probably sometime either it's gonna be this week or early next week we'll find out if Brooklyn is gonna make it because I know there's like like 2 weeks left, so that would be interesting. Let's go to the West if it can go down. Like I say, I apologize about that, guys. I guess we can read a little bit now. Um, Oklahoma City, oh, of course, they clinch. I think they clinch a playoff berth. Although right now they're number one in the West. But okay, I gotta make sure if I'm right about when it comes to when it's the X by their by the team and the number. I think it's mainly like they clinch a playoff berth. But I just want to double check. Um, so Denver is in what the that was weird. So I probably just gotta wait for that to reload back, or it went too far. Yeah, clinched the playoff berth. But yeah, I thought so. Okay. So Oklahoma City and Denver, the first two teams in the West, clinched a playoff berth in the West. And Denver's in second. They won their last game. And of course, Oklahoma City Thunder won their last two. Minnesota is in third. They lost their last game. Um, Los Angeles Clippers are in fourth. They won their last three. And Dallas Mavericks, whoa, they moving up. They are in fifth, and they won their last seven. That's a big streak. And they passed New Orleans, was they dropped to six. Oh, their records is tied too. I take it that Dallas got the advantage of that. New Orleans, of course, they're in six. They lost their last game. Um, Sacramento Kings is in seventh, which won their last game, and they're tied with Phoenix as well. But Phoenix has the eighth seed, and they lost their last game. Um, Now we have Los Angeles Lakers that's in ninth. They won their last game and could be eligible for the play-in. Well, we'll see how the season goes. Once you got, I know I'm repeating it, but yeah, 2 weeks left. Um, Golden State is in 10th. Yeah, they're won their last four. In Houston, they're the only team that's very close to Golden State that could pass them up. They lost their last game, sadly, which probably was just yesterday. Yeah, they're in trying to get that 10 spot and take away from Golden State. So it'll be insane if they actually do it. Um, Utah, Memphis, Portland, and San Antonio is eliminated with Utah and Portland losing their last nine. So kind of like a big losing streak in the West so far. And yeah, this is insane. Well, I'm not surprised that Denver won't beat Cleveland, so I think that was going to be a prediction anyway. But oh, Dallas beat Houston, so that's what happened. Well, yeah, you can understand that. Philly, shockingly beat Toronto. Let me check something out before we talk about wrestling. Only looking at their spots on their bot score because I want to see if Joe Embiid came back. No, he didn't. He's still out, and well, Tyrese Maxey is out too with a hip injury. They got DJ Wilson. Wow. I think y'all should know who DJ Wilson is. He was a former Buck player. He was their first round pick. I think like about either 2018 or 2019. I think he was their I think it was like the 15th pick or something like that. But yeah, insane. Yeah, he didn't play either. Let's see. Chris Boucher and RJ Barrett was out. So yeah, I guess they was doing what they had to do. Okay, now if I can Hold on, I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit. Normally if I like move in the area, this thing would go up, so I gotta do that. So, like I mentioned, there's gonna be like a couple of news that we're gonna be talking about today. One of them we're gonna look at this one. You want to look for like news for like WWE, AEW, maybe TNA and stuff like that too. Just check out WrestlingInc.com. Uh, yeah. Ricky Starks ended up getting injured during that tag match. I forgot who it was against, but the other team did win, so maybe they'll explain that on here. Because I done forgot who was the team that won. So just get that a moment here. Let's see. Yeah, he suffered an injury. However, Absolute has since taken to his Instagram stories and revealed that it's nothing to worry about. It's all good. Everything checked out fine. Was being precautious. He wrote. Let's see. The moment occurred when Starks didn't kick out of the pinfall attempt that wasn't supposed to be a 3 count. The referee stopped counting, and the star was essentially DDT and pinned by Darius Martin to finish the match. Worse yet, Stars and Bear are reportedly scheduled. They were supposed to win, but now they was out of the tag team tournament. Wow, what a turn of events! That's crazy. So he might have just had a concussion. That's probably what it was, a concussion. So yeah, of course they talk about this on here. Matt Cardona, made his return to AEW and answered to Adam Copeland's open challenge for the shot at the TNT Championship. This was Adam's first defense of the having the TNT title. I don't know why they say that because it was like what was it few pay per views ago, like he won it, but Kill Switch ended up had the suitcase to cashing in on the TNT Championship, so Christian took it and cashing in on him, and that was kind of like his first defense, although he lost it. But I just say that would be like his first defense. But that's just me. That's just me saying that. Um. So although he answered the open challenge on AEW Collision, but he's still a free agent. So we're gonna read a little bit on that and see what they mean about that because Matt Cardona, as y'all probably heard me saying it on the live earlier, which we are live, so please guys keep watching. Um, Not only Matt Cardona did appear on AEW this past Saturday, but he also appeared on TNA Wrestling this past Thursday, helping the returning Steph Delander win her match, and now she's the number one contender against Jordan Grace title for uh I forgot what that pay per view name is. That's gonna be on April 20th. Sorry, but yeah, no, not only he made that, but he did assist her. And is he back? Seems like he probably is, but I don't think they're gonna mention the TNA. But yeah, we can get out of that. Um, let's see what other news that we can talk about. Let's see. If it's taking so long, I'll do that then. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't want to be that far off. Go back forward. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Y'all probably saw Jay Cargill's debut, which was kind of nice. And you got people already, like they just couldn't stand it. Which I don't know. Some fans are idiots. Just put it that way. Mm. Oh yeah, here's another thing that I talked about earlier today. Maybe they'll explain more about the multi-year contract that Cody Rhodes signed. So let's read on to that. Um, yeah, he's staying with WWE. He revealed that he signed a new long-term deal with sports entertainment company, which has sculptured his original retirement plans. Oh yeah, that's what I was reading earlier. If y'all saw that video that I read earlier, that he wanted to retire at 40, but so it says he did sign a new contract and it extends beyond his 40th birthday, which he wanted to retire at 40. But oh, he's 38. Okay, okay, he doesn't want to follow his old man's footsteps. Plan to still when time to step out without being a painful process. Slowly because he saw his dad as an old man wrestler and he loved it and enjoyed it, but as his son, it was hard to see. Starters two going on three. There's had to be a time just like he was with us, where I had to be home all the time and be there with her. It's not 40 anymore. I'll update the number. I'll hit the prime run late in the game. Often forget that I'm nearly 40. I know some of us get hit in that patch, like I can't believe it. Like I'm this age. Like with me, like less than a month, I'll be 43, and it's like still shocking that you like are 40 and you're like in your 40s and you thinking like, wow, I'm in my 40s, it must be like I feel like I still got time left to do this or do that, wherever the case may be. But guys, you're in your 20s and like 30s and stuff, and just remember this, like you already dreamed to go do something, like you want to go to another city, like, or another state. Have your opportunity to do that. And I would say do it while you're, well, I wouldn't say that must do it while you're young because you probably will probably make a mistake, but at least do it around that time. And like I say, ain't nothing wrong with trying to do the stuff in your 40s, but it's just like me. Like my first WrestleMania was like before I hit 30, and I wanted to do that before I hit 30. So I'm glad I get to do that. It'll just be more. I think you just have more funner if you like doing your 20s and stuff. Like you got the money to pay for this and that, and don't have to worry about it. But yeah, WrestleMania, yeah, that's a lot. I learned that lesson. If Minnesota is gonna have WrestleMania next year, the family will be going to that, and I think we will have. Well, I think I will have like a better experience when I had when I was there at 29. So I guess it's like you want to go to your first thing right now in your 20s. Then when you grow up later on, like when a certain age, like your 30s, 40s, or 50s, or anything like that, I guess you like learn from that and do more experiencing with with the age you're at now. You'll just have like more experience of it. But like I said, I can't wait till they announced that Minnesota got WrestleMania, and oh no, we got friends there, so that's why it's gonna be like a little bit more easier to do that. And I think I told you guys this, but I don't think I did, but I might have. I do have a friend that's in Vegas, and that was one of the things that they was hoping. They was thinking since they did the press release at for the WrestleMania 40 that most likely Vegas is going to get WrestleMania 41. So although I know they didn't have Vegas had host a lot of pay per views, but the last WrestleMania they hold was like WrestleMania 9. So I understand that they're due for a pay per view, but not everything always has to be in Vegas. They should know, how much expensive that, Vegas are. But then again, you got a lot of stuff from WWE lately, like prices are increasing. And that's probably why you see why they saying they're making like billions and billions of dollars. But they were making that either they was making that in the 90s and all that stuff, but maybe they made a little bit of falling out this past decade, but yeah, I guess they, like this past decade and this decade, they trying to go where the money is. Which some things is a bad decisions that they made. Some of the things, but I don't know. Some things end up coming out for the better. Like Vince McMahon is completely gone. That was the day that I don't know. Some of us just couldn't wait to hear that he was just gone and scandals and stuff that he's been through and still dealing with them. That's interesting. Let's see. I do want to read this one. Freddie Prinze Jr. describes how job and WWE created came about. So I think it was like tonight, when he did like WWE Rival. I think that was the last time he's going to host because now they got a new host and that's Gabriel Iglesias. Let's see. Celebrities has a story being a big part of professional wrestling with actors and musicians making appearances during live shows. It is much rare for Hollywood actors to become part of the creative team. Freddie Prinze Jr. did in 2008. It was not the plan going in. The plan was I met this lady at the WWE event. Ric Flair's last match. Well, his last match at that point, he's like the Barbara Streisand of her final tour every 10 years. But I met this lady and we were talking wrestling, and she said, "You need to meet my boss." I said, "Who's your boss?" She said, "Stephanie." Okay, after meeting with Stephanie, she suggested that he should meet, of course, Vince McMahon. Um, okay, he meet Vince. He had a great conversation. Kind of got offered a job in the room. Just say yes before I even spoke to his wife, which you already know who Freddie Prinze Jr. is married to. It just felt perfect and it felt right. Let's see. It was one person that did not want him there. Oh wow. Friction between him and the other writers were sure dated by Vince McMahon. He's going over the Raw screen. He's like, "Ready here to fix this. But you, if to here the Freddy's here to fix what you effed up." Oh wow. Okay, he had two stints as a writer with WWE. His second ending in 2012. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna read one more, and we're just gonna end it here. So let me look for. We are talking a little bit of TNA with Matt Cardona making his return. Yeah, and I just remember the pay per view that they're gonna have. TNA's Rebellion on April 20th, and of course, AEW having their pay per view event in April called AEW Dynasty, which I don't know why they came up with that name for a pay per view, but it is what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, this was interesting too. Start the post between like Billy Ray, as y'all know him as Bubba Ray Dudley, and Piper Niven. So I guess like he was saying something about her that he got into like somewhat like she was like barely not on the card, but she replied back as like at least I was having matches in a young age more longer that you've been in. So we'll just read this thing, and I think we're gonna end it from here. But I thought the whole Twitter, well, they call it X, was like very interesting and funny at the same time. So it was really interesting. Okay, he been known to get people's standard up during the course of his career, especially recently when he voices his opinion weekly on Busted Open Radio. However, some of his take find him running a foul with an injured. Oh, she's injured. I never knew that. WWE star Piper Niven. And that kind of explains some things. I didn't know she was like injured. Okay, on this past Monday's episode, they revealed that Niven had been going back and forth with him on social media and posed an idea how to settle the disputes. She has been talking a lot of you know what to me, and I told her to listen. Once your contract expires and they will put you out pasture, all you have to look forward to is your future in Dallas. You let me know the time, the place, your hometown, your home promotion. I'll be more happier to Mafia kick you in the face. Talk about an injured ginger match. Put you through flavor flaming table and do the job. And you be on your way. Wow. Unfortunately for Bully, his co-host, particularly Mark Henry, didn't seem to give him the best odds if he and Niven were to face off. He will kick your butt. So that's what he said. She's in shape. She's been holding back. She visibly has been holding back. What do you think that she would do if she was let loose? She will, mess him up. Oh God, that match would never happen. Not only will I wrestle Piper Niven at WrestleMania in the hardcore match, but I'll steal the effing show on both nights. Yeah, and like y'all saw, their Twitter beef, well now called X. It was way more interesting than what I just read. Like they were shaming each other and stuff like that, and talk about like what she done in her career and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, you know, Bubba Ray and Devon both signed into like Legends contracts with WWE, and I don't know if he's still signed with TNA, but WWE and TNA got like a good relationship going on, so I shouldn't be that much worried. Let's see. Uh, yeah, we don't know what's going on with Matt Hardy's contract. And you know that Jeff Hardy was injured thanks to Sammy Guevara with that match they had. I think it was on Dynamite. Because I know, they was pleading on, having a match and against each other, and that happened. So we don't know about the position on Matt's contract, and I would like to finish it, but we're gonna just end it from here. And like I said, for you guys that's on Twitch, thanks for watching. Please keep on following us on Twitch. After you guys that's listening on the podcast, you can listen to our past podcasts and other things from going with Wrestling Fans Speak Out. That's all you got to look for. And you can look through us on Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, and wherever you get your podcast from. And if you guys on Twitch, you can look for us on WFSO and please follow us. And if you guys on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Hopefully, we get there by at least by the end of June. Um, like I say, we're gonna try to put more content out there, so just stay tuned for that. A lot of stuff gonna be like debuting in the fall. Just put it that way. Also check out our past videos on YouTube as well, like with wrestling news, wrestling content, and Milwaukee Bucks talk and stuff like that. So just watch out for that. Once again, thank you guys for listening to the podcast and watching through all the medias. Either if you're watching live or you're, watching this pre-recording on YouTube. So once again, thanks you guys. Until the next time, will probably be the Bucks versus Wizards. That'll probably be the next video, unless something comes up. It will be posted on here. So until then, guys, you have a good one.